Hello everyone, and welcome to kind of film theory. Yeah, sorry it's not Matt Pat, but you know, I wanted to do something which I've wanted to do in quite a while. I actually did this research and actually did this theory like about a year ago. It's about Bambi's mother. Now, we all know the story. Well, pretty much everyone who's seen the movie knows the story. Bambi's mother gets shot. I've now tried to research the time in which she died. The date, the year, and the time. So, after, well, a year or so, I'm finally going to make this video. I'm finally going to show what I found out, and I'm hopefully going to go with the foregone conclusion of her death, the time of her death. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is find out the end of the movie, the time which the movie ended, like exactly the year. You know what I mean? And, well, I think the only foregone conclusion to that is it ended in 1942. I mean, come on, why is it being told if the story happens after 1942? It doesn't make any sense. So it must be 1942 where the story ends. It could happen at any time, but really we're gonna start with 1942. The movie ends at 1942. Now, we need to guess Bambi's age at the end of the movie. By this time, he is, well, the end of the movie is set about a year after the fire and, all the shenanigans. The fire happened when Bambi had just become an adult. Deer's become an adult at about 2 to 3 years, so I'm going to guess that Bambi is 3 years old by the end of the movie. So, take away 1942, and you get 1939. And as we already know, Bambi was born in spring, so the only foregone conclusion I can say is that he was born in March of 1939. And, yeah, with that done, now we need to find out the age of Bambi when his mother died. And this is where Bambi 2 comes along, because, well, by the end of Bambi 2, which is only, by the end of that movie, it's only a month after Bambi's mother's death, and Bambi gains his antlers and loses his spots. They lose their spots and gain antlers at about a year. So, he is about a year old, at the end of that movie. Plus 1 from 1939, and he's 1 year old in 1940. Here's another thing which helps from Bambi 2. The movie is set straight after Bambi's mother's death. The day after Bambi's mother's death is Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is the 1st of March. So, if we take a day off, we get the 27th of February. So, we now know the date and year of her death. The 27th of February, 1940. Now, we're going to find out her time. Now, it's actually not that hard, because we can assume that Bambi took about an hour or so. We already know that by the end of the scene, well, when Bambi sees, his father it's pretty much nighttime. You know, it's pretty much dark. So we can, and at the start of the scene, it was still relatively daytime. So we can assume that the time which he died was around the time of sunset. And I've done my research, and I can confirm that the time of the sunset on the 27th of February 1940 is 1840, which is 6:40 p.m. Now we can roughly assume that Bambi took about an hour in the forest trying to find his mother, because yeah, like the montage shows that he was kind of searching for her for quite some time. So if we take an hour off 1840, we get 1740. So around the time which Bambi's mother died was 1740. 5:40 p.m. on Tuesday the 27th of February 1940. There you go. Case closed, pretty much. We can roughly assume that Bambi's mother died on 5:40 p.m. Tuesday the 27th of February 1940. But as that theory ends, during my research I actually found out something, and I might be willing to show my knowledge from my research. And it actually seems quite dark, because, well, it's something to do with, well, Bambi and Feline's children, let's just put that way. Something along the lines that they're not actually there first. So, if you're willing to want to learn about my findings and my possible theory, go ahead and comment. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.